Adam Freeman, Rivals.com, National Recruiting Analyst and Rankings Director, here with one of the top players in the 2025 class, Kevyn Humes, a Rivals250 defensive back out of Baltimore St. Francis Academy. Just released your top five. Kevin, why did you decide that your top five was the right thing to release at this point in your recruitment?
Mainly because I'm starting to get to a moment in my recruitment process where I'm trying to eliminate all the distractions, all the outer noise, just trying to make the best decision for me and my family right now.
Okay, cool. Well, one of the teams that made your top five was Alabama. The Crimson Tide is a program that you've really been interested in for quite a while. You've had a few former teammates that now play for Alabama. What is it about the Crimson Tide that makes you so interested in potentially playing for them?
Number one, Coach Nick Saban. He's a defensive backs coach there. He historically is the best defensive backs coach there is, for one. So me being a defensive back is a no-brainer, putting them in the top five as they're recruiting me the way they are. So I'll say that.
Okay, cool. I mean, like they've got a lot of young guys making plays for them right now on defense too, like Caleb Downs. Does that make an impact on your recruitment?
Yes, sir, it does. Seeing freshmen play at the SEC level, at the highest level, means that they give their guys a shot and they don't care about the age. They're just ready to play who's best. Which means.
Well, speaking of young guys making plays, Georgia's got a defensive back, a young one who's making plays, make a lot of plays this year in Dalen Everett. Georgia's in your top five. What is it about the Dogs that you find so interesting at this point?
Georgia, I was blessed to earn the Georgia offer as my 10th offer, which is pretty early to receive a big school like that. So they've been on my line for probably as long as I've been recruited. So that goes into a factor, knowing that they've been one of the first teams recruiting me.
Okay, cool. You were recently down there too in Athens. What was that experience like?
It was a great experience. I actually got to meet with defensive coordinator's time, Coach Muschamp. We got to talk things over. He likes what he sees as well. So getting to meet the D coordinator means a lot.
Okay. Yeah, and you have also a former teammate there, and Javon Dumas-Johnson there. Does he tell you much about the program?
Pop, they call him Pop.
Yeah.
We used to call him Pop. Pop wasn't currently my teammate. He was a couple years before me, but we got to communicate down there. He's told me a lot about the program. He believes. I mean, he's a little biased, but he believes this is the best situation.
Okay, sounds good. Well, Penn State is one of the local programs close to home.
Tell them on the interview.
Penn State is one of the programs that's pretty close to home that has been doing a really good job with you. They're obviously in your top five, but what have you seen out of Penn State this year that makes you think that they could be a potential landing spot for you?
Mainly Coach Terry. Coach Terry, this is more of a new school. They weren't in my top 8. Coach Terry just reached out to me a few months ago, and he's been recruiting me hard these past couple of months.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. You've seen what their defense has been able to do this year. They've had one of the best pass defenses in the country. When you think about that and what your skill set is, what does that bring to mind?
It brings everything. Penn State mainly is Manny Diaz. His defense is beyond good. He stamped himself as a head coach, and then he keeps on stabbing himself. I think he has one of the top rated defenses in the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. So just a good DC to go along with a great corners coach is always going to be one of my best options.
Yeah. And there was a lot of buzz around Notre Dame earlier in your recruiting process. They're in your top 5 as well. How have the Fighting Irish been doing with you lately?
I would say the Fighting Irish have been recruiting me the hardest. I would say they have not let off the pedal to the metal. They've been recruiting me hard since they've offered me on the Gold Day. I forget what exactly called.
The Pot of Gold Day. Yeah.
The Pot of Gold Day. They haven't let off since then, so I've always appreciated that from Coach Gold and Coach Mickens and Coach Freeman.
Mm-hmm. They've done pretty well in the DMV in recent years. Is that something that really stood out to you, or is that really not a big factor for you?
I wouldn't say that's a big factor for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, one of your most recent visits was to Oregon, and they're in your top 5. You got two teammates committed to Oregon right now, and Michael Van Buren and Ife Obadegwu. When you went out there for that visit to Eugene, what's really stood out to you?
Mainly the hospitality they showed me. Knowing that both my teammates went there, they showed me the love that they shown them, which really were committed there. They showed me the love that they've been showing them, which means a lot. Treating me as a commit and as a top priority, which I really love.
And the fact that Oregon is moving to the Big Ten, does that play a role for you? I mean, obviously, Oregon being on the West Coast, you being on the East Coast, but Oregon seems like they're going to be playing a lot more closer to home. Does that play a role in your recruitment at all?
It actually does. The Big Ten and SEC are my favorite conferences of football. They're the most competitive. And going to St. Francis, all I've known is going against the best competition. So I want to choose a place where I'm gonna be competitive and I'm gonna get the best coaches. And like I said, Coach Tosh, Coach Meat, both stamped coordinators and defensive back coaches. So.
All right. Well, sounds good. Now, when you've got your top 5 now, the next step in the recruiting process is a commitment, right? I mean, when are you thinking about doing that?
I'm gonna have to talk it over with my couple of my coaches and my mom. I still have no clue where I want to attend college yet. I'll probably just take one more visit to each of those schools.
Okay. You're gonna do official visits in the spring then, it sounds like?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes, so looking at a decision maybe in the spring, maybe in the summer, probably?
Probably.
Okay. All right. Very good. Rivals 250 defensive back Kevyn Humes in the 2025 class. We really appreciate your time. Congratulations on your top 5. Looking forward to seeing the next developments in your recruitment.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.